We are live in the flesh, tweeting out the link. It's draft day. Garrett, welcome to Off the Gridiron, your Apollo HOU Houston Texans podcast. My name is Noah Outline, one of your hosts as always. And as always, I'm here with Garrett Harrelson. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Sire? Sorry about the glitching camera, but we're just gonna new setup, so
Yeah,
it'll
I'm still
glitch.
figuring
Glitches
it all
happen.
out.
But draft day one came and went. Day of recording live right now, Friday, April 26th. It came and went. No Texans trade up. I think
Texans did
there's a
not trade up. Yeah, we kind of thought that
lot of
may be the
speculation
case.
that we might trade up. No trade
Yeah.
up. That's fine. There's a lot of events transpired last night that allowed guys to get picked very early on, and also guys to slide out of the first round. So
Yep.
that's just how the draft goes, baby. So I guess we felt that it was necessary not to trade up, just to stay put. But who knows? We might get a trade up in day two in the second round. I think that's what you think, right?
Yeah. So there were reports last night like that Casario was trying to move up into the first round. Diana Rossini was saying that. I don't know who the Texans were trying to target. I don't know if the guy they were hoping for got taken. I have no idea. Maybe they were trying to move up, and the guy they were going after a guy like Johnny Newton, who is obviously still available. But yeah, I do think that the Texans aren't going to stay put at 42. I think the Texans probably move to mid 30s, maybe 36, 37, something like that. But I think it's a good deal because I know you love Johnny Newton. I think Johnny Newton would be a good fit for the team, and I just don't imagine Johnny Newton is going to be available for another 10 picks, right? Because obviously we're at 33 right now. Texans don't pick till 42 at this moment. Um, so yeah, I think most likely the Texans trade up. Um, but I don't know. I'm really interested to see who's on their draft board right now.
Yeah, no, God, I just want to be a fly in the wall in the war room. I want to see what's going on. I want to see what the fellas are thinking right now.
Yeah.
Uh, it's before we talk about who we want to see get picked, we can kind of go over some of the first round surprises and guys who maybe we both wanted but were
Yeah.
taken.
Yeah.
First and foremost, this is not Texans, but Michael Penix Jr. is an Atlanta Falcon. Craziest pick
That
I've ever
just
seen in
came
my
out of
life.
nowhere. And
That
look, I
just
mean,
does not
there's
make
been a
any
lot of
sense.
hate over that pick online. There's been a lot of hate. I don't hate it. Here's the deal: I don't, because when they made the pick, I immediately said they're seeing what happened with Jordan Love in Green Bay, and then also what happened with Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre, right? Like I've been talking about this for months, but the Green Bay formula is apparent now, and it's apparent that it works. So, and that's exactly what they said in the press conference. What Raheem Morris and the Falcons GM, I do not know his name, said in their press conference after is that, look, we saw what happened with Jordan Love, a young guy coming in, sitting behind a really talented quarterback like Kirk Cousins, like Aaron Rodgers, like Brett Favre, right? And so that it makes sense. So I don't hate the pick. It is a reach, no doubt. And then also that leads to Bo Nix being taken at 12 because like all the quarterbacks are coming off the board. But that ends up being good for everyone else, especially teams looking for a defensive player, because now there's so much talent on the board, even after that Broncos pick. And obviously some guys went. Terry and Arnold went. Quinion Mitchell went. Nate Wiggins went. But Kool-Aid McKinstry is a corner who's still available, and the Texans definitely have a need for corner. There's a lot of safeties available. Johnny Newton, some defensive line guys are available. There's a lot of defensive talent on the board. And I feel like the opening of this second round is going to be a lot of defensive players. They're just going to start flying off.
Yeah, no, a lot of great value defensive players as well. Going back to the Penix pick.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy to
Sorry.
me. It's crazy to me they didn't pick JJ McCarthy. I mean, like
Yeah,
that just makes more sense, right? Like a younger, if they wanted to do the Green Bay model, it's a younger, more unpolished, obviously pretty talented and a winning quarterback, and then they go and pick 24-year-old Michael Penix Jr., who is the same graduating class as us, by the way. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's pretty nuts right there. But
Yeah,
go ahead, go ahead and get him. Just doesn't make sense. That's a
it
bad
doesn't.
pick. Terrible pick.
I don't think it's a
Then
bad pick, but it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
I think it's a pretty bad pick. I mean, they could have easily gotten pass rusher with that, or someone tackle, someone that brings just ultimate value, or excuse me, immediate value to your team,
Yeah.
instead of like, oh well, our top 10 pick is not going to be playing for a few years, and it's like, dude, aren't you
Yeah.
supposed to be like playoff ready right now, Super Bowl ready? You're trying to become that, like you're going all in. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, no, I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad there was a slide on defensive players, because I want the Texans to go defense mostly. We have a lot of defensive options now going,
Yeah.
following to us in the
Tons.
second round. So I'm
Yeah.
perfectly okay with that. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
cool.
There was, it was looking like, well, last night, whenever the report came out that Nick Caserio was trying to trade up into the first round, um, I don't know who that was for. I'm thinking it had to be probably one of the corners. After that slide, when Quinion Mitchell was available, when Terrion Arnold was available, when Nate Wiggins was still available, I think maybe that's probably the move they were trying to make. Those three guys end up going, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here right now, I'm happy that the Texans didn't make that move, because I'm happy they didn't overpay for what it would take to get into the first round last night. Now we're sitting here going into day 2 of the draft with 3 really solid picks. 42, 59, and 86 are all what the Texans hold currently tonight. Obviously, trade ups could happen. Garrett, do you think the Texans trade up from 42 into like the mid 30s?
I think so. Obviously, there was a lot of talk last night, like, oh, watch Nick. We were actively on the phones talking to teams about jumping back in the first round. So
Yeah.
there's someone, like you said, I don't know, maybe if they got picked already, or there was just like a clear understanding that, oh, this player will be available in the second round. I don't know who that player would be. We'll see, but
Right.
there's a possibility that the player that they wanted, they realize is going to be in the second round, and they just may pull the trigger and trade up in the second round to just get this player that they want and need. So I
Yeah.
think I think there's a good chance of it. I said last night they were going to trade in the first round. Obviously, I was wrong, but I
Mhm.
can see them
I
trading
did
back
too.
up in the
Yeah. I thought
30s.
that would happen.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was they were going to get like Quinion Mitchell or something like that. They were going to trade up
That's
and
what I
get one of
wanted.
those guys.
That'd have been
Yeah,
nice.
no, that would have been pretty good. But I no, I'm glad that we didn't do anything hasty or irrational. Not that it would be irrational, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
we like our place right now, and I think I like our place right now. So I'm
I do
okay
too.
with
I like our
staying at 42.
place currently. Let me get into the chat real quick. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Off the Gridiron Live. We're going to start doing these a lot more. We really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to keep up with the chat. We got about 24, 25 people in here right now. Eddie Gonzalez is in the chat. Said, "What's up, y'all? How about them Falcons? How about them Falcons? I know, and obviously we talked about it a little bit, but I mean the Falcons definitely made a move, and I do want to touch on this because I was just thinking about this. You say it's a bad pick. I get why people think it's a bad pick. Not to go back to the Penix stuff, right? But I do think I think it's a good pick, because here's the thing. Look at where Green Bay is at right now. Okay? Green Bay is a team who had a phenomenal year last year. Jordan Love had a great year. Jordan Love and the Packers are somewhat Super Bowl contenders in the NFC right now. People are picking them to go to the Super Bowl this year. And now think about back when Jordan Love got drafted. That was the biggest clown show of the draft. Everyone gave them all kinds of shit for it. Everyone. It was like, well, Aaron needed weapons, this and this and that, which was true at the time. But with that pick of Jordan Love, letting him sit, now look where they are after 1 year of Jordan starting. They're Super Bowl contenders. They're one of the powerhouses in the NFC currently. So it's
I
like,
mean,
I get
yeah,
it. I get it. But for the future of your team, which with a new head coach like in Raheem Morris, for sure you want. And you have Kirk Cousins, who's 36. You need some sort of insurance plan. It is a reach, but the more I think about it, I like the pick.
I don't see it. I mean, I get the Green Bay plan, but that's why JJ McCarthy would fit that bill more because he is more
Penix is
unpolished.
better than JJ.
He's talented,
I mean,
but he's also younger. He's also about 3 years younger than Penix. So,
I
I
get
mean,
that, but
and
also,
also
but Penix is
it
just
would make
better.
more sense. It would make more sense if Kirk was on like a 1 or 2 year deal, but he's not. He's on a 4-year deal. I feel like this move was all on the GM because then you see that video of him allegedly like explaining the pick to the owner, Arthur Blank.
Yeah.
I mean that's just it's a weird. Admittedly, it's such a weird pick. That's why I think it's a bad pick. It's one of those
But
weird
in
bad picks.
comparison
Not a
to, so
weird
here's
good
the
pick.
deal. Here's the deal. I think this is more. I think it's less that the Penix pick is so bad, and I think it's more so that signing Kirk to a 4-year deal was really stupid. I don't think that was smart at all. Not that I don't think Kirk is going to be good. I think the Falcons are going to be good for the next 2 years with Kirk. But I think 2 years with Kirk is when those wheels are going to start falling off a little bit. And I think that's when Penix, and I think they kind of expect that. I think they kind of know that. I think
Why give
Penix
him
is,
$100 million guaranteed?
because
It's
that's
so
what I'm
weird,
saying, because
right?
they're stupid. I think the Kirk. That's what I'm saying. I think the Kirk contract is what is a lot more dumb. That decision is a lot more stupid than Penix at 8, in my opinion. And so, and I think maybe there's chatter in the building. It's like they wanted Kirk. Kirk wanted 4. They wanted to make a big splash. They gave him the splash, whatever. But I think they're also like, well, shit, we need to have a backup plan quickly. And so I think that's why they had to do it.
Yeah.
Let's get to the chat
I
real
mean,
quick. Gage
yeah.
Hartley said, "What's up, guys? Let's go H-Town." Yes, sir. Bo M says cornerback or defensive tackle. We'll get into it in just a second. Joe Lee, cornerback, linebacker, wide receiver, defensive tackle, safety, tight end. Trade up to get other third-round pick as well. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of positions you name there. It's probably all the ones that they're going to try to get. Gage Hartley again says, I see them maybe moving up with the 59th and getting a cornerback, and then maybe Cooper at 42. Interesting. I don't think we can trade up and get with. I don't think we can trade up and keep 42. I don't know. But Bobby Thornton said, yeah, they could have signed a cheaper bridge quarterback. They definitely should. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll move off of the Falcons pick because like it's a weird pick that could be talked about for a whole day, but
a long time.
Weird pick, interesting pick. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
No, I agree with all of the chat's like perceived needs of the Texans. I agree. Corner is up there, safety's up there. We could honestly, I'd be so down to double dip into linebacker territory. Edgerrin Cooper is available. He's always going to be available in the second round. He's available. Peyton Wilson would be a solid starter on our team. I mean, he runs a 4.44, as a big ass linebacker. No, he's a big guy, and he models his game after Luke Kuechly. How could you not use his tools? But I wouldn't. That linebacker is like down the priority list for me. For me, up there, it's defensive tackle. That's one. Safety, corner. Those are the top 3 needs. Absolutely, in my opinion. There's a good amount of dudes to get. Good amount of dudes. It's all dude.
Tons of dudes. Tons of value on the board. All right, Garrett. Gun to your head. Bo M asked this in the chat, but gun to your head.
Little aggressive.
Let's say the Texans keep 42. Texans are on the clock at 42. Do you go corner or do you go defensive tackle?
I guess it depends on who's there.
Who's available.
If like Braden Fisk gets picked before Drazon Newton gets picked before, I think you just have to like go best available corner, which I mean it could be Mike Sainristil out of Michigan, could be Kool-Aid. I don't know. It could be who's another good corner that's available? TJ Tampa. I feel like he's going to slip a little bit more than I don't think he's worth 42.
I think TJ Tampa's more of a third-round grade.
But I mean, defensive back in general would be good at 42. I think. I mean, like Tyler Nubin would be a good pick. Javon Bullard, he can play both corner and safety, so I'd be pretty good at 42. I'm okay with any of those picks because I know that those guys would get some of the best coaching from a defensive-minded guy. So, immediately they'd bring value to our team.
Yeah.
I mean, what about you?
I mean, obviously it does depend, like you said. Like, here's the deal: if Johnny Newton's available at 42, you have to grab him. I don't know, Braden Fisk, sure. I'm not as high. I mean, I know he had a great combine. I know he's talented. I think he could be a solid player in the league. I just don't really know how I feel about him overall, especially if Kool-Aid's available, take him. If
Yeah.
Cooper's available, you have to take Cooper DeJean. If Cooper's available and Johnny Newton isn't, I think you take Cooper. Um, but also I wouldn't be opposed to grabbing some of the other safeties, Tyler Nubin, Javon Bullard, some of these guys for sure. But definitely I'm thinking secondary help, and no matter what, I'm thinking defense. I don't think there's any shot that we use maybe any of our picks today on any offensive player. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
and I think that's fine. I think I'm perfectly okay with that because we've spent enough time on the offseason and last offseason on the offense. Our offense looks
Yeah,
good right now. Like on paper, there's no real big need on offense. Maybe like depth at running back because you don't know about Damian Pierce going forward because he was questionable last year. Maybe
yeah,
like late, I would be okay with spending a third round pick on a running back like Bucky Irving if he's available.
yeah.
That'd be great. But yeah, no, I'm with you. We could spend all three of these picks on defense or more or less, whatever, depending on how the draft goes, all on defense, and I would love it. That would be the best thing for our team right now,
Yeah.
for sure.
In the chat, Josh said, "Who's a
Excuse me.
dark horse surprise pick Nick might cook up?"
A surprise pick. I think the surprise pick would be JT Sanders out of UT.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I think it would
Jatavion
be
Sanders as well.
Yeah, I think that would be, or a good surprise pick in the second round would be Jonathan Brooks. Like that would be like a fun surprise. I think it's like, oh,
Yeah,
wow, look at that. We just have a crazy duo at running back now. Okay, yeah, no, dig it, hell yeah.
yeah,
But
one of those
I
Longhorn
mean,
boys for sure. I would be down for Jatavion Sanders or Jonathan Brooks.
yeah,
Um,
I know you
I don't
would.
know a dark horse. I don't really think any of the guys, especially at 42, are going to be considered a dark horse. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't. I think whoever we end up grabbing at 42 is going to be a guy that people, because we're still early enough in the draft where people know the names, right? There was a couple of dark horses taken in the first round last night. Like, who was the guy? Who was the guy we were shocked about being taken in the late in like 20? The defensive guy. Who was it? 27.
Defensive guy, defensive guy at
I
27.
forgot it. Something. Oh, maybe the Packers. Who the Packers get?
Oh, didn't they get a
Morgan.
tackle? Yeah,
Some
Jordan Morgan.
Morgan fella. Yeah.
Morgan Jordan. I
I don't.
know it like rhymes. It's kind of a fun.
Yeah, it's
I think he's a
cool. I mean, it's
tackle at
cool. I
Arizona
don't really.
though.
I know Packers fans are not happy about the pick today, but yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
the on
know.
the guy in Pat McAfee was not a fan. He
No.
was Jordan Morgan. Yeah, the tackle out of Arizona. Yeah, yeah. I don't know about that, but excuse me, a surprise pick that was interesting to me was Ricky Pearsall to the Niners. I
Yeah.
think he went to the Niners, right? Yeah, no, that's a interesting pick because apparently he's liked by a bunch of his skill sets really liked. CJ Stroud even on Micah Parsons' show was saying he's elite and he wanted him on the Texans.
Yeah.
So
Did you see
I
his
think Ricky
reaction?
Pearsall,
His reaction
yeah,
when Pearsall went, like he was pissed. He was like really hoping the
yeah,
Texans would have grabbed him. No, the guy I
man,
was
can you
talking about,
imagine?
defensive end, dark horse in the first round at 27 to the Cardinals is Darius Robinson. That's who I'm
Yeah,
talking
that's
about. Darius
definitely
Robinson came out of nowhere in the first
yeah. That
round.
was
But
he was consistently mocked in the second round, sometimes the
yeah,
third. So that was a pretty wild pick as well. But in the late first round, anything, I think all there's no rules anymore. It's just
yeah,
like get who you like. Like I wouldn't have been surprised if like Roman Wilson went in the late first round or something like that. Xavier Legette went last pick,
that's
which
what I was
is
going to
pretty
say. I was going to say
interesting.
Leggett as well.
Yeah, no, that
I
was
think
interesting.
to answer to finalize Josh's question, I think any dark horse player, dark horse would be an offensive guy. I think because our offense is stacked in pretty much every department right now. Like, we don't have a single real hole on the offense. I think the only thing you could say is like questionable is like left guard, but we have Kenyon Green, giving him another year to like stay healthy and see what he has. But
I wouldn't hate it, though.
that would be the only iffy one.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate depending on the left guard prospect that we pick. If we do go guard or interior offensive lineman, depends. And I wouldn't hate it if he's like a pretty interesting prospect because you're just solidifying the offensive line even more. And there were a lot of injuries to the offensive line last year, so to give it depth would make sense for sure. But yeah, no, interior, just offensive line in general does not really need to be addressed. There's other huge needs, but I can see them just saying, "Fuck it." There's no one really there that we want. Let's just get who's available. Cooper Beebe or whatever from Kansas. Yeah, no, grab him. Yeah, so I can see it, but it's not. I don't. We're going defense, baby.
Yeah, we're going full defense. Because I mean, God, our offensive line. I'm just thinking about it right now. I mean, Shaq Mason was a dog last year. Titus Howard at right tackle stays healthy. He's a dog. Tunsil's a dog. Jarrett Patterson or Drew Scruggs, whoever's playing center,
They're
dog.
both good. Yeah.
Kenyon Green, and like the thing is with Kenyon Green is, in the Derek Stingley draft, he was a first rounder. I had his rookie season had some ups and some downs, and then obviously misses all of last season pretty much. So, but that's it. Yeah. So when it comes to today, I think you just load up on defense, especially with how much value is on the board. So at 42, here's the deal. I'm going to say at 42. We're taking a defensive lineman. That's what I'm going to say. That's my final prediction on that. With 42.
You said defensive lineman?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, the draft is full of great defensive linemen, and it's clear that D'Amico values the defensive line over more than anything, even like quarterback maybe. That's how you win games. He says it all the time. You win in the trenches. Yep. That's how it starts with pressure up front. That's how you win games. So just adding pieces to the defensive line would further that agenda. And I mean, we as Texan fans, we love our dogs on the defensive line. We've had some of the best. So I think that's more likely.
Braden Fisk is a guy who, look, Johnny Newton. Personally, we'll see here fairly shortly, a few hours, but. I mean, I really doubt Johnny Newton is available.
Who the fuck is that guy behind me? Did you see that guy? There was a guy looking in here.
That was scared.
It scared the fuck out of me, actually. Like, I saw him looking in the window, like, in his suit. Yeah.
In a suit, dude. I don't like it. That's like Men in Black kind of shit. Like, I don't like it.
That was weird.
Did you see an alien recently? Did you have a close encounter recently?
There were a bunch of weird lights here last night, so no, I don't know.
Oh my God! Actually, I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Hey, but if Tommy and Will are out there, I'm gonna go meet them and shake their hands personally. If Tommy and Will are out there,
of course.
Yeah,
Tommy Lee.
I don't know about Hemsworth and there's that guy. There he is, right there. That was the guy who was looking in.
Yeah,
it was fucking.
I was kind of scared he was gonna start. What if he just started breaking down the window?
I think we gotta cut the stream.
Yeah, we'd have to cut the stream for sure.
We gotta get out of here.
All right, let's talk about. All right, let's say either we grab Braden Fisk or Johnny Newton at 42. Let's say that's done, right? Next pick would be 59. At 59, Garrett, you've been a mock draft merchant this offseason.
Yes.
At 59. Who is your ideal pick for who you expect to be on the board?
So if we're going if we just said defensive lineman for 42, I mean, you still got to address defensive back. You still have to either address a corner or safety, so it depends on who's available there. Go corner or safety. I think Javon Bullard would be available there, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I think Tyler Nubin could slide. You never know. There wasn't a defensive player picked within the first 14 picks last night. Something crazy. So something crazy things can happen, and there could be a massive slide on prime defensive players. So I think you go Javon Bullard or Tyler Nubin if he's there. I don't think he will be. But you never know. Corner or safety, best available.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
I honestly think Javon Bullard or Tyler Nubin, one of those two guys, will be available at 59.
I do. I'll take one of them.
Oh,
Yeah, I would
absolutely.
love.
I mean, I think you grab him there for sure if you go defensive line with 42, 59. Just and
Yeah,
also another, there's another thing we've talked about this, right? But our secondary doesn't have many holes either. I mean, we do have our starters. Stingley,
I feel like
Akuda, Petrie, Jimmy Ward. And so these guys like Javon Bullard or Tyler Nubin, they're not going to come in and be like, all right, hey, you have to start immediately, right? You're here. We're relying on you. So if you can just find a guy with some real talent that D'Amico can shape up a little bit, just for some depth, and obviously they'll get play time, like you mentioned. You've mentioned this a couple times, but Kareem Jackson was playing safety last year. So, but that kind
yeah.
of role, right? Like putting in a really talented player and that guy who's kind of filling in some spots, coming in every now and then. I think Javon Bullard and Tyler Nubin at 59 would be fucking amazing. I think those two guys would fit in perfectly.
I agree. I agree. I mean, honestly, Tyler Nubin would be a fucking beast in our backfield or our defensive backfield, and also
Yeah.
Javon Bullard is versatile. He can play I think also another option. I always forget about him because he isn't talked about enough, but he is so cold. Is Kamari Lassiter
Yeah.
from Georgia? He's so
Mm-hmm.
good. I wrote about him a few months ago, in like March or February or something like that. He's great. He's a great player. He's a great player for Georgia. So like, he would be an option at 59 if he's there. I think he could be. He's not really being talked about a whole lot. TJ Tampa might be a guy who is there. He's got length. He's out of Iowa,
Yeah.
I think. Iowa State,
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah, no, I think you just shore up. Also, you mentioned Jeff Okudah, and I do have confidence in Jeff Okudah, but you can get a guy in there to challenge him. I'd say to light a
Mm-hmm.
fire under his ass and play like a number 3 pick that he was, because he
Right.
was picked at number 3 a few years ago. If
Yeah.
you get like an outside corner to put under Jeff Okudah, it's either, hey, play good, play better, and you won't have to be replaced by him, or hey, he's not playing well because he's Jeff Okudah. He's kind of a wild card right now. Let's just put in
Yeah.
our second round pick, or Kamari Lassiter or whoever. I
Yeah.
feel like that would be. I feel like it's just depth at safety, competition, or excuse me, cornerback. It's competition as well. Iron sharpens iron. All that business. So I think that would help Jeff Okudah, or also give insurance for the Jeff Okudah project. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think another thing is like, and let's go back to the 42nd pick, because there's a guy I keep kind of forgetting that he's available, but like maybe, in my opinion, even more so than Johnny Newton, might be the best fit for the Texans. It is Edgerrin Cooper. I think Edgerrin Cooper is a guy who makes so much sense, because also the Texans have done this thing where they either pick from like big winning like college programs, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Nico, just big, like the big powerhouses, or local college teams, right? And Edgerrin Cooper is an A&M, Texas A&M guy. Kenyon Green, Tank Dell. There's a trend. They like to bring in that Houston home feeling. Daniil Hunter, signing him, grew up in Houston. I think Edgerrin Cooper would make a lot of sense. And if he is available at 42, the Texans are going to grab him. And more than that, if we get a notification that the Texans are trading up, I have 100% believe it's for Edgerrin Cooper. I don't think it'll be for Johnny Newton. I think
Yeah.
Edgerrin Cooper is who they're targeting.
Yeah, Edgerrin Cooper kind of reminds me of Zach Cunningham, but a little bit
Yeah.
maybe better of a prospect. Zach Cunningham was great when he was on the Texans. Like
Yeah.
he was a great run defender, and that's who we would be needing. A run defender, a guy who can kind of cover. I'm not sure how well he can cover on the next level. I guess we'll find out. But Christian Harris and Azeez Al-Shaair are presumably going to be the starting linebackers.
Yeah.
Plug them in. If you wanted to go 3 linebacker set, and have Edgerrin Cooper in there, introduce them in like in different schemes and packages, that would be great. He's just a talent. He's talented. He's talented as hell. So getting him in there would, I mean, that would be a very extremely talented linebacker room. So I'm all for that as well. I love Edgerrin Cooper. Yeah, Edgerrin
Dude,
Cooper
it's
as a
just
prospect.
you start listing players on the defense, like I forget. Like Aziz Al-Shaair is a guy that, like, for free agency that just kind of flies under the radar a little bit, but he's such an animal. Danico Autry's
Yeah.
the same way. Both of these guys from Tennessee just stole him out from under their noses, man. Just pick. It's like taking candy from a baby. God, we're
Yeah, it's
fucking
too
good.
easy. It's too easy around here. It is way too easy around here. And you know, we'll start to wrap it up here in a minute. The third round pick is where we can go anywhere with a third round pick, because I'm not sure after the first round and after another round of picks, I don't know what the third round's gonna be looking like. So who knows? Who do you think we go in the third round?
All right, I'm gonna change up a little bit. This is my prediction. First pick in the second round, the Texans are grabbing Edgerrin Cooper. Okay.
The ground who?
Edgerrin
Cooper. Okay.
With the first pick. With that second pick at 59, okay, grabbing some sort of safety. Javon Bullard, Tyler Nubin, if they're available, TJ Tampa, one of those guys, just to fix up the secondary. So in the third round, with that 86 pick, if he's available, which I hope he is, and it's possible, you grab Ruka Rororo out of Clemson. And you get Edgerrin Cooper, let's say a guy like Javon Bullard, and you get Ruka Rororo out of Clemson today. Let me tell you, I'll see you in New Orleans. I'll see you in New Orleans, buddy. I'll see you there.
Yeah, I will meet you there. I'll meet you at the casino. Meet you at the Golden Nugget. Yeah, man.
Yeah, see you at Bourbon Street, buddy. I want to walk around one of those big, those big skinny margaritas.
Yeah,
You walk
yeah,
around
and
the
beads
street
around
with?
your neck. Beads
Yeah.
around your neck. Little. You know what? Let's go in the nearest cafe and get a Monte Cristo sandwich.
Yeah,
that's
go
what
grab
I'm.
a sandwich.
Yeah, Monte Cristo sandwich. Maybe some gumbo. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe some gumbo. And we'll go to Bourbon Street and hang out. I bet you they're selling Pabst Blue Ribbon for $2, buddy.
Oh, for sure. And look, here's the deal. You know, like the famous thing during Mardi Gras is like you give girls beads and they show their tits, right? I want to give people beads and just have them say "Go Texans." That's what I want to say.
When you said that, the whole room. When he said that, the whole room was like just fucking looked up from their phones. It just changed the vibe in here.
Hey, New Orleans is New Orleans, baby. We're gonna keep it 100.
It's fine. Like, it's Vegas. It's like swamp Vegas. Okay, so
yeah,
it's fine. It's Sin City in the swamps. That's what it is.
Swamp Vegas is so funny.
Yeah, it's what it is. Hey, I'll see you there, buddy. I'll see you there.
Buddy. I'm telling Edgerrin Cooper, a secondary position, let's say Javon Bullard, Tyler Nubin, and then Ruka Rororo. See you there, dude. I'll see you there.
Hey,
sorry.
Hey, Jazon Newton, Javon Bullard, Bucky Irving. That's a fucking that's a roast. That's a roast. That's a delicious roast that Chef Casario cooked up in the kitchen for us.
Yeah, dude.
Beautiful.
Man.
Well, good tonight.
Guys, the draft is
good tonight.
Oh, we're munching. We're eating a full course meal tonight. Nick Casario is ready to cook. The NFL draft starts in under 3 hours, right? 3 hours? Yeah. So it's round 2. Texans are ready to cook. Finally,
yes.
The Texans are going to be on the clock multiple times today. Can't wait to see who they bring in. Garrett, any final thoughts before the draft tonight?
I'm just excited to see where there's no more quarterbacks, which is like, hey, fucking, this is where we're really cooking with skill positions and all that. Like, let's get into it. I think there's going to be a lot of receivers picked. There's a whole lot of receivers still available. A.D. Mitchell's still available. Troy Franklin, I believe. I feel he's still available. Yeah, something like that. Jalen Paul. Yeah. Whole lot of receivers available. This is where we're getting into running backs territory. Maybe JT Sanders gets picked by the Texans. I don't know. I wouldn't hate it. That'd be a surprise. Good pick. But no, I'm just ready to eat what Chef Casario cooks up for us. So, and
man.
if you want to watch the draft and watch the draft with us, come back here at 6 p.m. Central Time when the draft starts. We're having a live stream draft party for day 2, mainly for the Texans, but also to see just the craziness across the NFL, see what's going on. And if you don't want to do that, you want to go somewhere and watch it, go to Big City Wings and watch it. Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. They will be showing the draft. They will have specials. There will be great appetizers. There will be cold beer, cold, delicious beer. I'll say it again. So go to Big City Wings if you're not going to watch us and hang out with us. They're great. Thank you for powering this episode of Off the Gridiron.
Yeah, go to Big City Wings, watch the draft. Delicious, delicious stuff. I believe it's $1.50 Michelob Ultras today.
$1.50 Michelob Ultras.
Dude.
That's it. That's all you need.
Unbeatable.
That's all you need right there. Yeah.
Guys,
great.
Six beers is what is that? $6? What is that? No.
It's like less than $10. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. Guys, so go check them out. Thank you so much for tuning in to Off the Gridiron Live. We do this. We're gonna start doing this a lot throughout the off season and into the season, and I can't wait to do these live streams in season, like the Monday after a game. It's going to be a lot of fun, and this season is going to be should be the best season for the Texans ever. So, guys, make sure you hop in early, subscribe, leave a like, all that good stuff. Tune in with us every single week. We have a lot of fun. So we thank you so much. Follow us on Twitter at Apollo HOU and Apollo Texans, or on X, whatever we're calling it nowadays. I'm just going to call it Twitter X. I'm not behind it. I just
call it Twitter. It's Twitter.
Man.
X is just still weird. I mean, I've called it Twitter for like 10 years. All right, it's X, or excuse me, it's exactly. Twitter. I'm not gonna call it X.
Yeah, it's Twitter. So follow us on Twitter at Apollo HU, Apollo Texans, to keep up with everything. And like Garrett said, tune in here in just a few hours. We're gonna be live throughout the entire draft, waiting to see what the Texans do. Can't wait to see what Caserio does, guys. Let's get it. I'm ready. We'll see you later.
I'm so ready. Watch the Texans draft. Go Texans.
Latro. Caserio.